Hey, spider lovers, and just a quick heads up on the podcast you're about to listen to. We know we talk about the trailer beforehand, but we do talk about the trailer that came out last week. Calm down. It's gonna be okay. But otherwise, enjoy the episode. Okay, folks, this is outlay number 3 with the Tom Holland Spider-Man. We're kind of going along with this, naming structure that just fell into place, I suppose.
I will say I wasn't particularly enthused about it for From Home, but I was like, yeah, whatever. And then now that they've kept with it even more,
it just makes for very unmemorable titles. What a fucking mouthful Spider-Man No Way Home is.
It's also like one of those things where you feel like they're just like painted into a corner, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I guess we're doing this now. And it's like,
well, you
don't
Abrams
have to.
In Star Wars Episode 9. It's like,
just call it Spider-Man Melina Returns.
Live Free or Spider-Man.
Gobby's back. Back in action. Spider-Man back in action. There you go.
Spider-Man back in the Goblin.
I feel like whenever you're...
Or Spider-Man New Web.
Whenever you're like riffing titles, you'll come with 3 and you'll have 2 funny ideas, and then the third one will be the worst dud in the world.
Like, the funny thing is, like, I'll have like one be like, that's kind of stupid. That's kind of really bad. And I'll be like, how can I make it worse?
Yeah.
And that's the one I go with.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, oh, Spider-Man bookcase.
Spider-Man up on the shelf.
See, what does that even mean?
He's back on the shelf is what it means.
So yeah, the IP shelf.
Yeah, the IP shelf. Spider-Man is back, and by now I'm assuming you've watched the trailer, so we can really just dive into it.
Well, that's the other thing. There might be another trailer by the time this episode's coming out.
At time of recording, there's rumors of one 2 days from now.
Yeah, I'm not going to edit in time for that, but yeah. I suppose if that does come out, we'll just edit in like 5 minutes of us going like, "Oh, we were wrong about everything."
Yeah. Or more sadly, "Oh, this is actually worse than we thought it would be."
Yeah, I mean, I will say like, okay, I've got enthusiasm for freshman year. I've got enthusiasm for X-Men '97. I think I have more enthusiasm for this than you, but
I have no enthusiasm for this.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a mixed place because like part of me, they're not doing anything that like I particularly want from this movie. They're kind of doing the opposite of that. But I kind of like living in that world where I'm like, let's just jump on this roller coaster and see what happens anyway.
I think it's more than just not what you want, but I just don't think it's like what the direction they're going with it doesn't really like feel like a good direction regardless. Because I had a feeling going into it being like, maybe I just have this idea of what Spider-Man is, and that's kind of what's coloring my opinion of it. But even if you compare like the Spider-Man and Spider-Man Homecoming and look at his sort of journey throughout the movies, you gotta look at it and you're like, this character is learning nothing. This character seems to be actively like becoming dumber. Let's just back up a second and kind of like talk about the general premise here, which is like this whole Spider-Verse thing, which I don't know how you feel about it, but it feels like something where as soon as I heard about it, my first thought was like, if they're going to put all this in the movie, there's no way they can put all this in and make it work without also making the movie really bad. The idea of a Spider-Verse is something that, like, a bit like the Avengers, was something that we didn't think could work before it happened.
Yeah.
But having done it once, I feel like every time you go back to that well, you're, like, playing with fire.
Personally, I would have liked it if the Spider-Verse stuff stayed in the animated movies.
Yeah.
Where you know they're doing it well. There's some fun to be had with, for whatever it actually means for the movie. If I got to see 3 Spider-Man stood next to each other and Tobey Maguire there and Andrew Garfield again, as dumb as it is, like, yeah, I'd be like, cool, it's them again. And I know that's like not art or whatever, but like, you know, it's still something. As Tony Soprano once said, remember when is the lowest form of conversation. But I don't have a problem with what they're doing as much anymore, as much as I'm like worrying about what that could be. And it's the same thing as we were talking like ages back when we were talking about the identity stuff, right? Because that's the big Far From Home ending, and I think like
It's the kind of thing
almost
that happens. Thing that happens with consequence, really, in the movie.
Yeah, he
Maybe
also
like the
gets
Nick
framed.
Fury stuff, but that's another post-credit scene.
Yeah, and he gets framed as well, right? And he tells MJ that he's Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's lots I like about Far From Home as well, but like that ending with the his identity being revealed, you're like, okay, that's where it is. What are they going to do with this? And then the answer, weirdly enough, is that he's going to Doctor Strange for help, which is also the thing that Peter Parker does in the comics after his identity is revealed.
but it's
So-
Mephisto, not Doctor Strange, right?
No,
Or does that happen after? Or before Mephisto? Sorry.
it's complicated, but
I'm sorry, I should have assumed that.
it's more complicated than you think. Mephisto saved Aunt May's life, which
Mhm.
happened as a consequence of his identity being revealed. And because of the changes Mephisto made, a bunch of stuff was retconned with the Spider-Man story.
Mhm.
But in that retcon, you have to then explain how things got to that point. And one of the things was people forgetting their identity because of, I think, it was like a combination of like Tony Stark and Doctor Strange doing some kind of tech enhanced or magic enhanced tech thing that like basically got everyone to forget Peter's Spider-Man.
Mhm.
They're doing that in the movie, which is kind of weird because pretty sure like no one liked that whole thing in the comic.
Yeah.
So it feels weird that they're going to that well for it, but also, like, I suppose it makes sense in some ways because they're like, well, we can tie it into the multiverse thing and, like, we can undo the problem we made for ourselves. But either way, somehow this will lead to some multiverse shenanigans when things kind of go wrong, and then
Yeah.
Alfred Molina turns up as Dr. Octopus, and
we hear Willem Dafoe just cackling off screen, but that could just
And-
be Willem Dafoe just in a recording studio somewhere.
there is a poster came out the other week which has like Spider-Man with like the Doc Ock tentacles like coming at him, and then right in the background is a teeny little Green Goblin
Yeah.
like flaring around going, "I'm here too."
Yes.
So Green Goblin is
Even
in it,
Willem Dafoe has a price.
and it looks like he's in the OG suit,
Yeah.
as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
My thought though is like, what form do you think they're taking? Because obviously, because of the actors, it makes you think of the OG,
The iconic performances.
right? But who are they? Because Doc Ock died and Norman Osborn died in those movies,
Yeah, they both died very definitively.
and it's a multiverse thing. So my thought is, okay, so are these not
The ones that
those
the,
characters? But it's like we're in the multiverse, you're gonna see it, and then it's more for the audience to recognize them.
Yes.
That's my thought, right?
That's the only reason that they would do it.
And that's my other thought is like, do you think we're getting through Spider-Man?
I don't think we have time. Well, the movie's going to be
That's-
2.5 hours long.
There's no reason for that not to. We don't have time for like. Oh, that's the other thing. Jamie Foxx's Electro is going to be in this.
Oh,
There's
the,
a lot
the
of
casting everyone was clamoring for.
There, there was a lot of electricity stuff shown in like lightning and stuff shown in the trailer and on posters and stuff. And Jamie Foxx like put up that like fan poster or something, and then took it down.
Yeah.
So it
Almost
seems
got
like
fired from the movie.
it seems like Jamie Foxx is in it in some capacity.
Enthusiastically.
My thought with him in that, right,
Hmm.
is that maybe they're going to make him look slightly different. I think he said he's not blue.
I think they're going to try and go something closer to what the comics costume is my guess.
Yeah, but they can't get too close because
it looks stupid as hell.
I don't know how it would work in live action. I'd love to see it, to be honest.
It would be like you'd regret seeing it. You'd be like, "Oh, that's why they didn't do it." But they
Yeah.
might try it.
But there's lots of different versions of how Electro's looked in the comics that they
Yeah.
can kind of go with. But anyway, I think he's going to be in it as like more of like a heavy, I guess. He's going to be something for Tom Holland to dodge, you know?
My fear is that what we're actually going to see is on top of the Spider-Verse thing, like a kind of almost Sinister Six.
That's where, because as soon as they do two villains, you're like, okay, two Raimi things, and then you bring in Jamie
Well,
Foxx, and
so
you're
that's
like,
3.
right.
Scorpion might be in this. Michael Keaton might be in this, and you know they're in the universe.
I see.
But Keith Woodbine's alive, right? And like before you know it, you're like they could conceivably do a.
I don't think you want Shocker on the same team as Electro, to be honest, because I think
so you two new black people in one like one group. They're gonna have one token black guy.
No, no.
And Jamie Foxx like, hey, get out my territory, man.
No. I mean,
only one brother on this team.
It's just like it's you're never gonna put Electro and Shocker together in anything because it's just like it's just like a really depowered version of. I mean, it's not. It's Shockwaves. Is Electro gonna
make Shocker look like a bitch? Is that the thing?
Well, yeah, and Shocker is like a low rent villain, but like his attacks aren't electricity, but they're close enough.
Yeah,
that like it's a propulsive projectile blast that comes from his hands. It's just like
it might as well be electricity. What about Paul Giamatti? I want him back.
Yes, but put him in as we've said before, put him in the Rhino suit from the animated series, specifically with the head, like the cutout.
Paul Giamatti's face coming out of this Rhino
and I
costume.
want it to be an actual costume, not CG.
Exactly. I want Paul Giamatti to be fucking sprint all over this movie. And I wanted
Paul Giamatti to not do any exercise for this role.
Just come in
as fact, I want him to put on weight.
Yeah, just a Nirvana come as you are kind of thing, or like a David Harbour diet.
I want to see Paul Giamatti like sat on a sofa, like watching TV in the Rhino suit.
All you see him sweat is what you want to see.
One thing I'll say is, if this is how we do the Sinister Six, I think this is probably the lamest way to do it.
That doesn't dissuade me from the idea they might do it this way.
Yeah, I think like part of me thinks like if they're doing it that way, then it's kind of it's like
let's just throw as much shit into this and see how much money we can make.
Yeah, unless it's like worried that people won't turn up for another just Spider-Man story, like we need to do something bigger each time, or like maybe it's like a contracts ending and they're like, well, let's just cram what we can at the end.
It's like we had to do a grocery run, we got all this leftovers and like just random ingredients in the fridge, let's just throw them together and just see what we come up with. But the only reason that like they won't do the Sinister Six in this one is because if you do the Sinister Six plus Spider-Verse in this movie, you could never make a Spider-Man movie again. What else is there to do? Well, if we're going by like the idea that like
Miles and cameos,
and
Tom Holland in Venom movies, that's what I'm thinking. Because there's these weird like contract negotiations going on in the background because it's like I think contracts are ending. What is the future of Tom Holland like for this stuff? Like what is like are they? Marvel going to hang on to some kind of contract where they can pay less, but then they have their animated series. They can have Tom Holland for like Avengers movies in the future, but he's not having his own movies. And then Sony put him in their fucking Aunt May movie or whatever the fuck they're doing.
The fucking Robbie Robertson story.
That actually sounds pretty good. I'd watch a Robbie Robertson movie. Him versus Tombstone.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you gotta pick someone worse like Nick Katzenberg. Who's the worst character?
Wait, they already did that. Never mind. I was gonna say Morbius, but Sony beat me in a race to the bottom.
I want to suck your blood.
Your blood? No.
Well, the fun thing about the Sinister Six for me is that Spider-Man has a history with these guys, and I really, really thought in Homecoming that's where they were going with this, and it made sense. You introduce these new characters, you bring in like people like Shocker, maybe like or Scorpion. You like arrange them, and then Far From Home just kind of went and did its own thing,
abandoned the concept,
and spent a long time just on Mysterio. Which, I mean, I like.
He could probably come back as well.
See, that's the thing. I think like Mysterio could come back, and he has a reason for being vengeful against him, and then Michael Keaton. But I don't know how I can imagine Mysterio fitting into the multiverse stuff. Because for one thing, he's done that in the comics, and
he
also
fucking hinted at it in How Far From Home as well.
Well, yeah, he was doing the fake multiverse stuff. Yeah. So there is a version of it where maybe Quentin Beck is like helping to like throw all these guys at Peter Parker to fuck with him. Maybe it's not an official Sinister Six, but you just get like a bunch of people are attacking him, and there's a point where they're all in one shot together, and you're like, well, there's 6 of them, and that's the most you're getting.
You get one of those like freeze frames, like at the beginning of Age of Ultron.
Oh right, yeah.
They all like just go into like really slow motion. You go, like,
but they're all beating on Tom Holland,
or like wailing on this like teenage boy. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this? Because you kind of said like you went into this, and I kind of want to see why. Because I want to see
into the Sinister Six,
into the trailer.
Well, I don't think it's a good trailer. I don't think there's anything about it that looks like the action or anything that looked interesting to me.
Yeah.
There's pretty much nothing about it that I'm like, cool. On a personal level, I don't like Peter Parker like calling Doctor Strange Sir. That
feels weird.
It's more in line with the Tony Holland, the Tom Holland
yeah.
Spider-Man, but like the whole like thing in the comics is he's like he gets no respect, he gives no respect. Yeah. He's a jokester. He makes fun of people.
He's his own character. Right. And like the thing that I don't like about these like movies beyond Homecoming is that like with every passing movie, Spider-Man seems to have less agency, and he doesn't seem to like solve his own problems anymore. And it's like maybe it's like an old man thing, like back in my day Spider-Man was like this, but like in terms of just how you write a protagonist, I'm just a bit like miffed by how and like it seems to go every time. And as well as that, I really don't like that he's like it kind of implies that he like fucks everything up when it's all his fault that this is happening. And I'm like, that's kind of funny, but also if you think about what Spider-Man is at a fundamental level, like the thing that comes to mind is with great power comes great responsibility. And this feels like the opposite of that.
Yeah. I want to go into like a theory I have for this, which
you might as well.
Is going to get fucked up by this trailer that's going to drop right after we record this.
Yeah.
But there's two things that might be happening. Number one, turns out MCU Peter, Tom Holland Peter, was all a dream that Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, had.
Oh no, it's a bedtime story he tells to his little daughter.
No. He fucking wakes up and he's in his shitty apartment and the fucking guy's asking for rent again.
What is Lance Parker?
Yeah. He's like, oh, I dreamed that Iron Man like mentored me and you know, I was going to space. I was on the Avengers, and then it's like, you know, he looks outside and Iron Man's like just flying in the distance, and he's like, "Oh, that guy doesn't know who I am."
He blew like smoke into his apartment window. He's just like coughing.
My actual theory is based off an unintentionally funny quote from Tom Holland,
which is most quotes from Tom Holland,
where he says that No Way Home is quote brutal.
Oh,
it's not fun. This film. It's dark and it's sad. And that's not the vibe you really get from the trailer. Like, it seems like there's high stakes, like a lot's going on, but it doesn't seem like dark and sad. And he says, like, you're going to see characters that you love go through things that you would never wish for them to go through. My thought is, right, obviously he's fucked something up because he's trying to get people to forget who he is because his life is fucked up from Mysterio.
Yeah.
So he does that and it makes more shit go wrong. My first thought is, okay, Peter Parker lost, No Way Home, multiverse, things are getting dark. He tried to get people to forget. My first thing my brain goes to is, oh shit, this movie is going to be It's a Wonderful Life for Peter Parker. Whatever goes wrong with it, it's like, this is what happens if you never told anyone you were Peter Parker. Or this is what happens if there was no Spider-Man, or whatever the alternate reality bullshit comes through, and then maybe that's the version we get is like, we're in
Peter Parker on like a bridge about to throw himself off of it, and then like Doctor Strange shows up to be like, don't do it, Peter.
Maybe it's a thing about like how he's like, me telling people was a mistake, so he removes that from everything. But then if he never told anyone, then he would have been alone in dealing with things, and then he would have fucked it up. So maybe that's then when he goes to an alternate reality where maybe either Peter Parker has been killed, or he grew up to be a disheveled Tobey Maguire, or even just like, you know, he's seeing villains that like he would have faced, but now they've like trounced him, you know.
Yeah.
And it's still weird, but I'm like, that sounds like at least a little bit more interesting than just,
oh no, we've contrived it so now everyone from like the past that you really love is here. Please come and see this movie.
Like maybe if he,
because that's what the cynic in me says is happening.
Maybe he's like the confrontation with Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus is more of a thing that is just he's kind of going on this crazy adventure, and that's just a thing that happens at one point. Maybe it's just
like
one sequence,
not
even like a cameo, but like an extended sequence of he's going through all these things and he lands somewhere, and then he has enough time to be like, oh shit, what's going on?
Fight Dr. Octopus.
Fight Dr. Octopus. He gets a few lines and you get a tiny bit of context. Then they're ported out and some other shit is happening.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
And that might be more fun. I'd rather them do that and like have a parade of these villains coming back for brief roles.
My one like concern with this, and like the way you describe it sounds great, but like I'm far too cynical to think that they could actually pull it off. But my concern would be like what happened in this movie is what happened to like Captain America: Civil War, where like people get like so concerned with like the set pieces and like the window stuff, they actually forget to make a movie.
Right.
And that's my main like worry about all this, to be honest. Because I'd rather they told like a shitty like story about what Peter Parker and how like the character doesn't really work if they kept it like a tight self-contained story, rather than like give us all this cool Peter Parker stuff but don't give us time to actually like stick the landing on them.
Well, maybe like with the like for instance, like after the Andrew Garfield ones, maybe because those ones didn't make as much money as they wanted them to make.
No.
So maybe it was a case of them going like, okay, well, people don't want just another Spider-Man story. We need to do something different and not just a new villain. It needs to have the MCU connection. It needs to be a multiverse thing. It needs to be a new thing so that people are like, here's new flavor Spider-Man, not rather than like Spider-Man again. And I think that's a mistake because, like, for instance, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, like, while it was like, you know, new characters coming in, it was also like something that was setting up the Sinister Six.
It was like a 2-hour-long trailer for a movie that
and
we were kind of like lukewarm on seeing.
And if this movie then becomes like, oh, and then we contrive a reason for a couple of villains to add on to these old Raimi villains, and then we do the classic setup of the Sinister Six, more or less, but they're all from different universes, and half of them haven't met Tom Holland before. That, to me, isn't that far removed from having a room where you're like, well, here's the Vulture's wings, and here's Dr. Octopus's arms. We'll find a character and stick these on them and say, you are this character now.
Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not that different to that, so I really hope it's not that.
But there's no reason to believe that it won't be.
But, like, part of me is like, I feel like this trailer, like, you know, they drop in the Alfred Molina thing, maybe because they know that Alfred Molina's been talking about it for months.
Yeah. Finally, motherfucker. Okay, no secrecy in this fucking movie, apparently, then. On Alfred Molina, actually, like, I don't know him super well, but do you think if he's in a movie that, like, it's not going to be some bullshit? Because I'm kind of curious as to...
He's in fucking Species.
Never mind then. But like my kind of thinking is like if you're gonna bring back Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina, especially Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe doesn't have to be in this. I'm sure he loves the character.
Well, Alfred Molina doesn't have to be in this. What are you talking about?
But like, I mean, like you kind of bit the Species point. But like Willem Dafoe is like has been like a really fucking good actor. Been in really good shit.
Same with Alfred Molina. I think like they both, but I both think that they like for what I mean. Think about it, like. In the early 2000s, these guys were like, I'll be a Spider-Man villain. That was goofy as fuck back then.
Yeah.
To be like an actor and be like, I'm going to put on this green suit and cackle like the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
That's a
pretty...
Sure,
these tentacles on my back. Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, so I think it's probably like there's been enough time and they're like, oh, this will be fun to revisit this. It's nice that everyone likes my character. I have grandchildren who might want to see me in a movie. Or just like, fuck it. Give me that paycheck. I don't know. Like,
oh, so you think them being in this movie is what a sign this movie is going to be good?
I don't think it's a sign it's going to be good or bad.
No. Because, like, you think about, I don't know, like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic World, and you're like, oh, Jeff Goldblum would 100% do that, regardless of the quality of this movie.
Right.
And I don't get that feeling so much with Willem Dafoe, but a little bit Alfred Molina as well, where I'm like, I didn't know the actors super well, so I was like, might as well ask you, would they be in this if it was garbage?
I don't know. I feel like both their careers are like kind of all over it. All right. Well, this year Alfred Molina was in Trollhunters: Rise of the Titans.
See what I mean?
As a voice, but then he's in a bunch of stuff I just haven't heard of. Oh yeah, he was in Promising Young Woman. He was good in that.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Frozen 2.
Okay.
He's in a lot of stuff I don't know. A lot of TV, basically.
Okay.
Lots of TV. And then Willem Dafoe. Yeah, a lot of his recent movies, other than Aquaman.
He was in The Lighthouse.
Florida Project.
Yeah.
But like he's also in a lot of other movies. John Wick. I don't think either of them are against like doing a blockbuster and this kind of thing. So
Mm,
I don't know if it's like I think they would have done this a few years ago, but no one was asking then, and now
yeah,
they've gone, you know what, let's do this because people have faith in the MCU, so they're gonna come along anyway. But
yeah. But you see what I mean though about like maybe not like Alfred Molina because like from the sounds of that, it seems like the right time for him to come back. But like Willem Dafoe, I could see being a bit resistant to the idea.
well, I mean, even like to be honest, like just from a story perspective, I feel like it makes more sense to have Defoe because Defoe as Norman Osborn ended his life being an asshole.
Yeah, he went out like we all want to go out.
And then he came back in visions where he was shouting at his son to suit up and be the Green Goblin.
He was doing what we all wish to do, which is yell at James Franco.
But Alfred Molina had his arc end with him sort of
Redeeming
recovering
himself.
his conscience and like sacrificing himself to undo the bad he's done.
Mhm.
So it feels weirder to bring him back and then have him that actor play a more villainous version of Doc Ock.
I think that one kind of makes sense actually as a time of like if you kind of like take the legacy of the character.
Well, my thought is if you bring that in, then like you're 100% never gonna do Doc Ock again.
I think that's like, I think that's the implication.
And there was a quote I read somewhere of Kevin Feige being like, they spoke about doing Doctor Octopus again, and they were like, and his thought was, well, I don't know if anyone can do it after Molina, so if we can't get him to do it somehow, then we wouldn't do it. And my thought with that is like, if you took your time and then did a completely different version of Doctor Octopus, it could work.
I kind of don't buy the idea that like you can't recast roles.
Well,
in a general sense,
it's fucking
Yeah.
Spider-Man is. If Disney end up like holding onto the rights for decades or whatever, Spider-Man's just going to be like fucking James Bond. You know,
Yeah.
they're gonna keep going back to change the actors, maybe do different versions of similar villains. They could continue it semi-canonically like the James Bond, where
some actors kind of stay through like different Bonds,
and before Daniel Craig, all the other ones were kind of like this. These are loosely the same character, but we're just not really gonna mention everything because stuff happened like 10
years ago.
Yeah, well, no, 5 films ago.
Oh,
There's
right,
like
yeah.
decades between these. It doesn't make sense at all. But like,
It's just disparate adventures.
but
There's
like,
no
who
real,
really?
through line.
Yeah, it's like you kind of going from film to film, and you forget about the one that's 5 films back.
Yeah, or
because
you
it's
miss one. You're like, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, this is like a different era, and it becomes like kind of like the comics where you kind of
Start,
get
like,
different
fucking what's
creative
happening.
teams coming on and different things that are happening.
Yeah. So from that point of view, I kind of don't like really understand this idea of like complete reverence to a performance because it was good, but like
Molina, you mean?
yeah, like Molina's like maybe the best I think Spider-Man villain for sure out there, and maybe like top 5 best Marvel villains. But I also think that like the more reverent thing to do would be to leave him alone.
It's funny because we're like huge like Sam Raimi like fans, and we even like on this podcast we even think that there's underrated parts of Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
But we love Spider-Man 1 and 2, but like I don't feel the need to see those characters. You know what? The only way I'd want to see these characters come back is if they did a Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
And part of me is like, this sounds like stupid fan wish stuff, but like the way culture is going, this is perfectly possible.
I probably
in
prefer
5
that
years.
to like whatever they're doing here.
Yeah, and if they did a Spider-Man 4 and they just carried on with whatever they wanted to do, and Sam Raimi was at the helm and they had all those casting characters back, but maybe like Spider-Man is just a bit older now, or whatever it is. Like,
Tobey Maguire's not doing much.
Yeah, like it
He
could
was
be
in
any.
Boss Baby.
Was he?
He's in the first Boss Baby, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they replaced him in the second one with James Marsden,
Oh.
which just feels right to me.
James Marsden is like, wait, something talking that shouldn't be able to talk?
Yeah.
That needs to be my best friend.
He's played. I think he plays like. I don't get into the plot of Boss Baby 2. I don't think any can handle that right now.
No, but I did hear that the third Boss Baby is meant to be like a multiverse.
Into the Boss Baby verse.
Anyway, like the do you have any more thoughts on No Way Home?
I kind of want to like rant a bit about the multiverse because the other thing I
do you have anything positive actually? because we did actually enjoy Far From Home. I think like
I did enjoy
we
Far From Home.
we were super hyped in that episode, and I think our feelings changed a bit over time. But I think you liked Far From Home more than me when we first watched it as well.
And that's kind of what's tempering my enthusiasm now, is that like I think like one of the biggest problems with the superhero genre in general right now is that you can have a movie which is kind of alright, and then people come out of it going like, this is fucking incredible because J.K. Simmons showed up when I wasn't expecting it, you know? And it's kind of like something that I think, I don't want to say as a reviewer or as like an authority on these movies, because I'm not, but like it's something that I really felt like cheated by in the aftermath of like Far From Home. And I really, really don't like the idea that like these movies are just going to become like moments and ideas that are thrown together, and we're going to forget how to make movies. And you think about like Into the Spider-Verse, right? And in a lot of ways, that movie is doing what this movie is with the multiverse stuff, in that is going like, hey, remember the Raimi movies? Here's how we kind of like build upon that and like kind of appeal to your collective like reverence for those movies, but also give that like a satisfying conclusion.
Yeah, but also it was never explicitly Raimi, like at all, you know?
There was a couple of like in Jake Johnson's timelines, he directly references things that happen in the Raimi universe.
Yeah, but they don't. It doesn't make sense as a continuation 100%.
Okay.
Because other stuff happened that didn't happen in those movies. It's more like they're doing like the kind of like Lego Batman does the thing of like, oh, remember when I had bat nipples sort of thing. It's like there's meta things like they'll cut to like him like holding a train and shit like that, and like the Mary Jane in that universe could conceivably be a continuation of the Kirsten Dunst one. And it has a similar sort of feel, but that's kind of it. There's no hard confirmation of anything. It's not meant to 100% be that. And I think that's how you do it, right? Is you kind of, you're referential, but you're not like explicitly going like, hey, look at the thing.
And that's what my concern is that like now they're back in this universe, that's going to become like, hey, remember those old movies? And I'm like, we don't need that.
And also you have like, your main character is Mars, and that makes all the difference because it's someone coming into the role of Spider-Man, replacing a Spider-Man who has had a heroic career and stepping into those shoes. And then he's seeing these different versions of Spider-Man. And it's like, it then becomes this anyone can wear the mask, self-belief thing, and it's like that way you can have it centered on someone's character growth, whereas like just having a character like meet a bunch of things and it's just kind of a confusing thing for them, but for us we're like, oh, it's that thing. I'm wondering what else they're doing with it other than just like, you know,
putting on a collective nostalgia heartstrings. And that's like my biggest worry, to be honest, with this movie, is that like,
but I think if
the
it
things
did
you're trying
that,
to do have been done better in other situations, and I feel like...
But I feel like I'd at least have fun with that. Like, I think these are all good actors, and they all have a fun time with it. And John Watts, you know, I think he has had some good, you know...
Spider-Man stuff going on.
Yeah, he's done some good directing. There's been a lot of funny jokes in those movies. Like, I did enjoy a lot of Far From Home. I enjoyed a lot of Homecoming. So part of me is like, if you're coming at this movie already thinking like, well, they're not going to be giving me certain things I want, but like I can live with it. Like it's like as it is.
My worry is more that like there's so much here they could be giving me, and I'd rather have like, if it was like a tapas of nostalgia, and I'm like, I see why that's appealing, but I'm also like, you kind of want like a full meal, but you want enough of each thing to be like, to actually have it like resonate and stick, and it doesn't.
As much as it would be cool in the moment, I don't think that they should have Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire come back in this movie alongside Melina and Dafoe and Fox, because it feels like too much to also fit in Doctor Strange and also fit in Tom Holland, you know.
Maybe even Charlie Cox's Daredevil might be in this.
Yeah, that was a rumor as well. But that's the thing, right? I think that like there's another version of this movie which the major cameo in it is Charlie Cox's Daredevil, and that's it. And I think that would have been a much better movie. I still think going back
individually, they're much better movies. I don't have a thing with any of like the ideas behind it. I'm just like, there might be too much to make this work.
But I think there's also a thing, they keep talking about it being like, Tom Holland keeps on mentioning stuff about like not knowing what the future for Peter is and not knowing like this is the end of the franchise, this is the end of the contracts. that kind of stuff. And you never know how much of that is bullshit and how much of that is not. But
because like Chris Evans is never going to leave Disney.
but like you just don't know with Tom Holland. Like maybe if this is like to them like potentially the end of MCU Spider-Man movies, then maybe they're like, fuck, let's like endgame this. Let's like make this a big. Well, actually, you know what Endgame was? It was kind of like let's do the highlight reel of the MCU and play with it and be like, remember all these movies, and that's sort of, it's like a party celebrating what they did to get that point. And then maybe this is kind of doing the same thing of like, let's look over all these, this is the be all end all of Spider-Man movies that is about all the Spider-Man movies, and that could be the kind of angle they're going for. And
do you think that will be a good thing?
Well, I think it would be really hard to pull that off, is what I think. And I don't necessarily think they would be able to pull it off. It's not what I want, but like I think I would have fun with it in the same way that like Endgame was not what I wanted. Actually, I would go as far as to say I don't like Endgame, but there was a lot of fun to be had in that movie because of the things they were doing that you've just like wanted to see or never seen before.
Yeah, and I think part of it also is just my general like cynicism about like this MCU now coming in here, where I'm like, yeah, you probably could give me a really good popcorn movie, but like it's kind of tempered with disappointment of like you could have told like 5 or 6 really good stories here, and we might not get that.
Go to some other questions we got, by the way.
Oh shit, we got more than one question.
Well, it's not so much a question, but we got a response anyway to this stuff, which is from our pal Heavy Nova.
Oh yeah.
Well, one thing he says, I don't know how you call it X-Men 97 unless it's a direct sequel. Anything else would be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, is that they're just continuing from the jump.
And maybe tweaking the animation style to like reflect a modern day.
Yeah, there was something about it being like modernizing it a bit, but like it felt like such its own universe, I guess. Like I don't know how much modernizing they'd have to do, really.
Yeah, you can go keep like a similar art style and just kind of run with it.
And then he also said, I don't know if I need to see Peter Parker at school again.
That's the other thing that I'm like a bit annoyed by, is that like, we made such a big deal about like Spider-Man being in school, but
he didn't spend that much time at school, is all I say.
Yeah,
like Far From Home, he wasn't at school. He was with school friends.
It feels almost like inconsequential to what's going on.
And we might get some of it in this movie, but again, like there's a lot to fit in.
Yeah.
And then the first one had a decent amount of school stuff. I actually think it had the right amount, but I just wish they'd continued that. I do wish that the second one hadn't
gone for a jet set sort of thing.
Yeah, like, I don't think there's anything about going to Europe that made that.
It didn't add anything interesting to the movie.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen
all that happening in New York.
I would have liked to see more Aunt May. Another question we got is kind of like just related to all of this, I guess. But
we've got so many questions. I love it.
From Raheem194 on Twitter said, favorite Spider-Man? Personally feel like Noir is hella underrated.
Noir is very underrated. Nicolas Cage is the man.
My only thought with it is like maybe like he's underrated, but like maybe the more you get of him, the diminishing returns, like because we don't have loads, it's like you just know that he like punches Nazis and it's kind of like, and he makes like a few like old-timey references and you're like, maybe if we got more it would make it less fun.
I have a soft spot for Jake Johnson Spider-Man, and obviously Tobey Maguire I like, and also Josh Keaton Spider-Man from the Spectacular Spider-Man I think is pretty good, and also Christopher Daniel Barnes.
The favorite Spider-Man, well, if I mention Noir, makes me think it's a Spider-Verse sort of thing.
Okay, so Spider-Verse sort of thing, yeah. I like it.
Well, not just that movie, but like...
What kind of Spider-Man?
Like any of it. Like, for instance, you could say Spider-Man from Earth X.
Yeah.
Is your favorite?
Yeah.
Spider-Man from whatever universe that is from.
Spider-Pig.
Not Spider-Pig, Spider-Ham.
My bad. Spider-Pig
He'd be pissed.
Simpsons.
There's actually a panel where he gets pissed that people are singing the Spider-Pig song, and he's like, my name is a pun, it's so much better than Spider-Pig.
Sorry, The Simpsons.
I haven't actually read the whole series, but one of my favorite versions of Peter Parker is the one from the Spider-Girl comics, which is an alternate reality thing that came in like late 90s. Sprang out of a What If issue, actually. Spider-Man, like, he has like a leg injury, he ends up getting older, retiring, they grow up, their daughter is now a teenager, her powers emerge, she finds out her dad is Spider-Man, and I really like that version because it's kind of continuing the story but allowing Peter Parker to settle down.
Yeah, and have
And
like a
he's like-
life and not be completely miserable all the
And
time.
also, yeah, exactly. And then he's got a family and he's still got abilities, but he's older and his legs messed
He's in
up.
pain.
So he's not going to be doing
It's
crime
like a Dark
fighting.
Knight Rises kind of thing almost.
Yeah, but without the rising, because he's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm
So
retired.
like the first like act of that movie kind of thing, where he's like,
no, but not sad. Like it's
He's
the
not-
opposite of that movie because
yeah.
he's not sad and going like, oh no, my wife died. He's going, my wife is alive and
Alive.
life is great.
yeah,
But oh no, my kid has powers now. How do we deal with this?
Yeah.
So I quite like that one.
Elon Musk is gonna have to die for her to have a superhero career. Shit.
I like 2099. I like Miguel O'Hara, who I assume is going to be in the Spider-Verse sequel from the way
I
they
think it's been
ended it.
confirmed in the Spider-Man.
Well, they got Chris, not Chris Pine.
Chris Pratt.
No, it's not necessarily a Chris. Oscar Isaac.
Oh,
He voices
that's
him in the
pretty
post-credits.
cool.
That's great. It's great. It's maybe the best casting ever. Thing is, like Miguel
think
O'Hara
yeah.
is like really. I actually quite like the original Spider-Man 2099 series.
Mhm.
Like it's just like our current day because it's just a dystopia where corporations run everything.
Yeah,
It's like a version of future where Spider-Man and the heroes that we know did exist, but they died out and a lot of information was lost from society. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like a legendary thing.
that's
then-
kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like he's in a sci-fi future, but he's got like similar sort of powers to Spider-Man, but a bit different. And he's kind of like way more of an asshole than Peter Parker, which is kind of fun. Spider-Punk is really cool.
Uh huh.
He
I think I
seems
saw
like
his
he'd-
costume in the game.
Yeah, and he should be like terrible because he's a British punk version of Spider-Man who like plays a guitar. His version is actually kind of like this anarchist Spider-Man who's part of like a revolution and is kind of really
That
fun.
sounds rad.
Yeah.
The only thing with the British Spider-Man is that like we don't have enough skyscrapers in any part of this country to make the Spider-Man thing happen. It would be Spider-Man just on a DLR and shit like that.
I'm sure there's other ones, but like, there's loads of fun ones like that come up in the Spider-Verse comics. One last thing I'll say, like, I don't know where to put this, but there's a quote from Kirsten Dunst, who previously has been asked about Spider-Man movies, and her response is pretty much always, I don't care.
I kind of wasn't really in those movies.
Well, no, she was in those. I think she tried.
Well, she was there, but she didn't really have much to do.
I think she had a lot to do. She had more to do than MJ does in the new ones.
Yeah, maybe I'm just like I wish they'd done more with her than what they ended up doing.
I think you have more MJ than you have any other love interest character in the MCU.
in the MCU. Evangeline Lilly.
Apart from Evangeline Lilly, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, that's like her in the second one, because in the first one, she was way underutilized.
Yeah.
Like, she was just like a couple of quips or whatever. Like, Mary Jane had arcs in those movies. She had a romance going back and forth. She had
Mhm.
scenes where she explained her feelings, like. But I think MJ in Spider-Man 3 was a mess because like
Yeah.
they didn't know what to do with her. But like
Yeah.
but 1 and 2 I like her in. But anyway, she said she was asked about her recently about her being in the new one, and she said, "I'm not in that movie. No," laughs. "I know there's rumors, right? I'm the only one not in it. Can't put an old girl in there."
Wow. That's the exact kind of energy I was kind of hoping that she would have.
That's the exact energy she has for everything. And I'm a huge fan of her because I think she's a great actress and she's been doing really interesting
Yeah.
things the last few years.
And like, if she is in it, I'd be like, please bring on your husband. I just want to see Jesse Plemons in a Spider-Man movie.
my other thought is if Kirsten Dunst is not in it,
Yeah.
my thought is I don't think they can have a substantial amount of Tobey Maguire. Because I think if Tobey Maguire is in it,
What if like, MJ just left him right after Spider-Man 3? He's just like,
but I think you can't spend a lot of time like establishing where that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is now if you're not having MJ in the picture like at
No.
all. Which makes me think that if he does turn up, it's more like he's going to turn up for the action scene. It's like...
or it's like a Days of Future Past thing where he's going to have like a small like conversation with like Tom Holland.
Yeah, it'll
like,
be like
"Go Spider-Man,
it'll
my
be like
boy."
all about like him talking to Tom Holland about something. Maybe he's about to get his ass kicked by Doc Ock, and then
Or we have that bit where-
webs come off screen, and then he comes in, kicks someone in the face,
And like
makes
Danny
a quip,
Elfman like score comes in.
and then maybe he's off screen, and you get a zoom into Tom Holland's face, and he goes, "Who are you?" Cut to Tobey Maguire, and he goes, "I'm your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man," and then crowd claps.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
See, you say that, I'd probably be super hyped about that, even if I know it was stupid.
I feel a great deal of shame about the fact that I'd be super hyped about it.
Yeah. But I mean, I got super hyped about J.K. Simmons, and
yeah, but
it's the same thing.
It's the same, but that's what's upsetting me is the fact that I did it for Endgame, I did it for Far From Home, and I'm like,
well, you're just ashamed
I'm
of
an
yourself
autonomous
for clapping.
being. Yeah, I want to be like a film,
well, this is what
film
being,
buff and be
you
like,
know what,
yes, no, but I don't
just
think it
accept
works.
it. Just accept it. This is what being a nerd is about.
I told you I'm not a nerd.
You are a huge nerd. You wear glasses.
That's because my eyes don't work properly, not because I'm a nerd.
Yeah, because you read too many comic books.
Oh yeah, I read like Ultimate Spider-Man in 2019, and my eyes just broke.
I'm sure there must be something nerdy about you. Oh my god, are you not a nerd?
I'm an unpopular person who's smart, and people kind of go, "Yeah, that's a nerd."
Who said you're smart? I don't recall saying you were smart.
That's the people think I'm smart.
All right, yeah.
They're like, yeah,
this guy's got glasses.
Yeah.
He must be smart and enjoy IP.
Yeah, like they look at me and go, like, yeah, like I can see that guy like being a nerd. He doesn't look like someone who's a jock or like anything else. But I don't think I'm a nerd. I know that 90s Spider-Man show fans. Why don't you email in and say like whether or not you think Henry's a nerd?
Yeah. Actually, I really want to know what people think of that.
I want to know.
Before we super fucking long.
Yeah, super fucking long. Much like Spider-Man No Way Home, which is gonna be 2 hours and 39 minutes.
Is that really?
That's confirmed. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Wait. So how long was Okay, Homecoming was 2 hours 13. Far From Home was 2 hours 9.
Yeah, that feels right.
This feels like that. Oh, it's the third in the trilogy. Yes, they're gonna do everything. They're gonna do everything, and it's gonna be like some weird mix between like Endgame and Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, that sounds like a movie I don't want to see. What do you think the odds are of having any other Spider-Man actors in this?
I actually, to be honest, if it wasn't for the fact that these rumors keep coming out and people keep saying that they've seen there's like photos on set or something, and then people saying there's a Photoshop, people say they're not. I don't know. A lot of the comments that I've heard people made, like Tom Holland did say one thing that was weird. Like he said, it was interesting having those guys come in because they have a certain ownership over Spider-Man in their own way. And he paused before clarifying, I'm talking about Alfred and Jamie and those guys. And then he said, people don't believe me when I say that Maguire and Garfield are not coming back, but people are going to have to believe me at some point. And then he talked about like it being like 3 generations coming together. So a lot of the stuff sounds like he's talking about like about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and then like realizes, well, I can't actually say that, so I'm gonna just affirm like no, because that's meant to be a surprise.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm like, well, this is actually how you would act if they weren't going to be in a movie and everyone's
like, just quit asking me, goddammit.
Yeah, and which makes me think
I'm the main character here. Let me pay attention to me.
Which makes me think maybe they put a cameo, a very short cameo into for fun. Like even if it's just a
post-credit scene or something.
A post-credit scene, a random meeting, or like even like a gag of like he like shoots through one portal and goes into another portal, and then it like Andrew Garfield is like in his Spider-Man suit sat on a rooftop, and he like the breeze goes by and turns around and misses it. Hugh Jackman saying "fuck off" to
Andrew Garfield comes to the movie and just is like "fuck off, Spider-Man," and then he leaves, and that's the cameo.
Why did he say "fuck off, Spider-Man"?
Because he's not actually like Peter Parker, he's just a regular Andrew Garfield in a different universe.
Oh, right, it's the actor.
Yeah.
No, but then Andrew Garfield loves Spider-Man. He's probably the actor that loves Spider-Man the most.
But like Spider-Man like got him lots of ridicule for lots of like years,
yeah, but
he just got like bitter.
But I believe that Andrew Garfield still in his heart loves the concept of Spider-Man, and I will go to my grave.
Maybe it's like Jake Lloyd who just like lost faith in movies after episode 1.
Andrew Garfield's been in a bunch of good movies since then, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying that, like, the same as Jake Lloyd was like, I don't like movies anymore after being in episode 1 and people shitting on that. Maybe Andrew Garfield's going to be like, well, people hated my Spider-Man and it's just ruined my love for Spider-Man.
I don't think that's like a wide range thing. Loads of people love Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, to be honest.
Just not movies.
For some people love the movies. It's just because you don't like him.
As we all know, everything should be, like, catered to my opinions. This is a point where we're probably going to have to say, like, this is all we know about No Way Home, but, like, when if this trailer comes out, this is what the part where we'll go, hey, we were wrong.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget that Peter Parker's Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors.
Woo! oh my god, that was such a crazy trailer, right? Spider-Man is doing stuff, you know? Let's talk about it. Hey, Jack, what do you think about that trailer? It was crazy, right? Shit, I can't stop sweating. I should really see a fucking doctor. I'm about to have a heart attack about this fucking trailer.
You know, I was kind of right in the back of my mind. I was kind of hoping that I was like maybe in all my specific combo of caring so much about this stuff, but then also like kind of not caring because of just general cynicism. I kind of like thought maybe I just accidentally come across a thing where I'm really good at predicting things, and then I'm like, oh, I think I just predicted everything wrong.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to a multiverse then.
Well, the multiverse is coming to us. Let me just wipe the sweat from my brow here and get down to brass tacks here. I think I was onto something when I said there'd be a Sinister Six movement at some point in this film, and I'm glad that like it kind of looks like it's going that way.
Why are you glad?
Because it means I was right.
Okay, but do you want that to happen?
I don't know at this point. I'm like,
You
fuck
don't
it,
know?
we might as well.
Oh, okay. So
Fuck it.
so you switch with me.
I'm just like, I just want to see this fucking movie now, you know? Everything that I kind of disliked about the last trailer was kind of present here. I don't know if you got this, but like from the appearance of Alfred Molina, it kind of feels like he's going to have less of like a outright antagonistic role.
Yeah, it's more like they clash and then they're plucking these people.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Loki thing, really. It's like
Yeah.
Loki in Endgame coming into Loki TV show. It's like you're picking this person out during their villain moment, but maybe before the climax or anything. They're mentioning how they all died by Peter Parker's hands. Well, not by his hands, but like they died fighting
he
him.
personally strangles each and every one of them.
The thing is, though, right, it gets weird because, okay, we got Electro, who I think they did kind of what I think I kind of expected them to do, which is the zappy mask, yellow mask thing is kind of
As an
projection
homage to like the old comics.
Yeah, and it's kind of
they're fucking cowards. They
and
don't do the actual costume.
but it's going to spark up on his face, so that way they can do it without being called goofy or saying it's not right or something. So Jamie Foxx is back as Electro, and then you got
When Electro was saying like, "You can't take this away from me," that was actually not Electro. It was just Jamie Foxx.
it's my last chance.
It's my last chance. Everyone fucking hated that movie.
So you got that, and you got Lizard now.
Who still looks like shit.
I can't believe that they just got the same design, but I guess if you're doing it, you got to do it. But my
I
first
don't care. It's a fucking multiverse. Yeah, another dimension. You know?
Oh, imagine the embarrassment though if like we're bringing your movie into our movie, but technically it's actually a parallel universe to yours because yours was slightly too shitty.
Yeah. So your character was too ugly to be in this universe.
Literally.
Sorry, Reese fans.
No, but also that's the other thing, right? Reese fans' Lizard is there, and Sandman. We had maybe a hint, but not really.
I feel like they had a good amount of Sandman. They had the shot
No,
with
I
them.
mean in the first trailer they
Yeah.
hinted at Sandman because there was sand stuff happening, but like you didn't see Sandman.
Oh yeah, just some unrelated sand stuff happening in the Spider-Man trailer.
So we'll just threw some
Oh
in front of
shit,
the
it's in
camera.
my eyes. What could it mean?
But the thing is, right, now you got that, but like you only see Sandstorm final boss battle of Spider-Man 3 Sandman there, and then you see final boss the Amazing Spider-Man Lizard there.
Mhm.
Both, I should say, looking like shit.
They were just like, hey, like Sony, do you have like the old cuts from your shitty movies?
Yeah.
We don't have time to actually
Have
make
you-
this better.
Have you got any? Have you got any Lizard NFTs? which
What do you
even-
mean that's been $10,000?
Imagine being a guy who buys a fucking Lizard NFT because
What a
he's going to be in a
bitch.
big.
Yeah.
He's going to be in the new movie though.
Yeah. But like, even if we became a millionaire, I'd be like, I'm too ashamed to spend this millionaire money that I have.
Anyway, my thought is that I would be kind of surprised if Reese Evans or Thomas Hayden Church came back.
Reese Evans isn't returning their calls.
But like, I'm just thinking they're both CG, and also, by the way, personally, like the coolest thing about Sandman is when Sandman is in human form.
Yeah.
You know,
It's got like
Like-
a nice arc.
no, not even like. I don't mean the character.
Mhm.
I just mean like physically in a fight.
He's like doing a bit of Saturn stuff.
Yeah, like when he's in the
Railway station, or
no.
like the fucking armored car. the
Yeah, in
first fight.
the armored car, and then he like turns his hand into a hammer or
Like
whatever.
Spider-Man punches him in the stomach and looks
Goes
at him
through.
like,
It's simple,
hold on a minute, you're
but
made of sand.
yeah, it's like a is how it should be done. That's the cool thing about Sandman. When he's just a sandstorm, it's like, oh, you mean like the Mummy? Okay, so my whole thing about it being It's a Wonderful Life for Peter Parker is wrong, but
that would have been a cool theory.
Yeah, but
unfortunately, we don't do cool theories. We only do like
wrong theories.
Easter eggs
that sound
and fucking
kind of
hype.
the the big thing that I'm seeing in this trailer, because they, as per usual, I feel like they're showing a bit too much, which is the people come through the multiverse because of the spell mess up.
Mm-hmm.
And then these people come through, and then the idea is like it's their fate to die. They have to return to their timelines or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing I'm getting from it is then Peter's like, no,
I don't want to kill these people.
I don't want to like condemn these people to death. And I thought that's actually kind of a Spider-Man thing of like, at least at certain points in the comics, of like the
belatedly, yes,
like the rush to be like no one can die no matter what, and it's like almost like hopelessly optimistic in a way. And I'm like, Spider-Man has been that in certain comics, and I kind of like that's a cool vibe. If a lot of this movie is about him trying to save the lives of villains, that is super Spider-Man thing to do, and I really like that. But part of me thinks like if they're using Melina's Doc Ock as the linchpin of that, then I'm like, okay, so if this is an arc of like the villain who's kind of like he's a bit of a sad sort of character that they're trying to save, and I'm like, isn't that just Spider-Man 2?
Yeah. Or
and
like
then
the
I
end
guess
of this
the other
movie
ones
is
are
just
just
like
gonna
the end
be
of Mice and Men, and like Dr. Octopus was like, well, you killed all the other villains. I guess it's just me left. You wouldn't do that to me, would you, Pete? And Peter's just like, hey, just look out there, tell me about the rabbits, and he just shoots him in the head off screen.
Oh, here's another thing, right?
Yeah.
There's a shot in this. Oh, Green Goblin is there.
Oh yeah, Willem Dafoe is.
And you get a shot of Green Goblin.
They changed his mask a little bit, which I.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, like around the eyes.
What about it?
They seem like noticeably more sunken. You know.
You know what it is? Do you think he's got a bit of that Tom Holland Spider-Man mask going on? Where we're doing the CG face so we can have technology that will give some movement to the face, but not a lot. You know, like maybe his eyes can go, whoa, wow.
When he's like directing traffic.
No, I was thinking more like a...
Oh no, the goblin's coming, I better park to the side.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
His eyes come out like googly, like in a cartoon. You know? Aruga?
Oh, sorry. That's much more sensible. I mean...
What, then directing traffic with his eyes?
Oh yeah, he has the Awuga eyes.
Yeah.
That was scare Spider-Man. Oh no, his eyes are a bit further out than they used to be. How's Spider-Man gonna get out of this one, gang?
Fuck you. Anyway, we got some questions.
We have some questions and theories, I'm imagining.
I should say about Green Goblin, right? Very sad to see him in CG, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, I'm devastated.
I will say, obviously, he's in CG in the original as well. There's certain parts he is that, but those are the worst.
Get an actual like flying glider and put Willem Dafoe on it. What the fuck do you mean?
The funny thing is, they actually kind of do at one point, because there's a scene where they show it testing and they've got someone on fucking wires doing it, which is fucking Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. It was sad seeing it there because it's like the big, like, oh, it's Green Goblin. I'm like, oh, that's when he looks at his worst.
Yeah.
I did have that kind of the counteracting point come up in my head, which was, yeah, but Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
He is just really good. It's just, you hear his voice.
And it's like kind of like.
And I'm like,
it's good. But it also doesn't make any sense. I don't know how. I don't understand the context of that like conversation.
Well, I'm assuming it's like Melina's getting picked up. Maybe he's at the point where he's like, you know, Peter Parker, bring Spider-Man to me or whatever. Well, I'll kill your girl. Peel the flesh from her bones. That's the Doc Ock we're getting, and we're getting the Green Goblin of, I don't know, like Green Goblin at any point in this film when he's going to fuck up JJ or when he's like.
What I will say about that is that like Dr. Octopus already knows Peter's Spider-Man, and it's like maybe it's like the point where like where they're in that fucking like abandoned building. Dr. Octopus is like, Peter Parker, brilliant but late, and then he goes into another universe, and then Spider-Man's left to die.
But when does he find out about that?
Right at the end of the movie. Just before he dies.
He literally takes the mask off and he's
like, please don't let me fucking die here. I'm about to get laid. In the end of Spider-Man 2.
Sorry, you picked the most confusing way to answer my question.
So, you know that when they're having the fight, and Mary Jane's like on some fucking thing, and the sun thing is going off
Yeah.
and doing its thing. It's about to destroy the city.
Yeah.
They fight for a bit. Doc Ock tries to stab Spider-Man. Spider-Man picks up that wire. Doc Ock stabs the wire, gets electrocuted. He's in the
Yeah.
water, kind of like fucked up. And
Right.
Spider-Man's like, "Oh shit, I can't shut this thing off." And he goes up to him like, "Hey, I need your help." And he takes off his mask and be like, "Hey, it's me. Come on, let's do this." And that's the point where he finds out.
You know what? I like that movie, but that seems like a really weird thing to do.
I think it makes sense in the context of the film.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing is like he can fight Doc Ock, but like empathy saves the day. And he's like, okay,
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm down for that, but it's just like feels like such a late moment to do a review, and the character has to register it, and then he immediately dies.
yeah. So that's the point in the movie where this Doc Ock is coming in. Otherwise, it's an entirely new universe, and we probably will get some like
The thing is, the thing from the first trailer, he comes in and he's like, he almost looks like it's a villainous thing, right?
it's got like
And then
better
in this
hair
one,
and,
the
like, he's,
whole
like,
time
wearing a
he-
shirt now.
And the whole time now, he just looks like kind of he looks sadder, or he looks like more of that side of him. So I'm like, I don't really know what they're doing with him, but
Maybe
it
just
looks
really-
like you're
yeah.
getting more of him than any of the other villains, and it makes me wonder if like they're going for like the quantity thing, and there's nothing beyond this, you know,
Mm.
aside from the eventual Spider-Man's cameo. That's probably going to happen in a small form, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Like
Or
I'm
really, really like small form. It's gonna get really annoying in the cinema.
I think if they were to come in near the end and then just do like the action thing, I think they just might come in for the save, right? Like you know, something's going to land on him and it caught with a hand, and then it's like Andrew Garfield.
Or it's like Tobey Maguire going Pizza Time.
You got to have the cadence right for it.
I don't remember the movie that well.
You just explained to me like the exact anatomy of the final scene.
But I've seen that scene a lot more than I've seen the Pizza Time scene.
Well,
'Cause I'm a coward.
you're a madman.
I'm a monster. But what I think it might be
I watch that video every day.
every day before I go to bed. Because Pizza Time is every time. My guess, and this is gonna be a wrong guess, but it's a guess all the same. Force Ghosts. It's like the end of like
What?
like
How are they going to be Force Ghosts? They're not dead.
but like the time like dimension shit of that. Of like, oh, Spider-Man saved the day, and it's like a little rift in time. You can see like Tobey Maguire like looking on like, yeah.
What, like the portal just opens right next to him and he's like, hey, what's wrong with
Yeah. And they go like, yeah, isn't this great? And then they leave, and that's it. Just
I
that
mean-
level of crap.
I feel like we're going to get a cameo and it's just going to be really tiny.
I mean, like, yeah.
You might get a save.
Or what you might get is like no cameo through the movie, post-credit scene, and then like another like rift opens. It's like, well, guess you guys need a Spider-Man, and it's like Andrew Garfield because he didn't get like a fair crack of the whip. He was talking to Jamie Foxx. He was like, he wanted in as well. Hear me out, because this is about to get crazy here.
Okay,
But-
I don't like the idea of him being lower on the totem pole than Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx is how he found out about the role, and then he's like, oh, Jamie Foxx is getting in, I want in as well. But the fact that they're going backwards with Spider-Man when he's already started as very, very, like, young anyway, and we don't know how Tom Holland's gonna go, and
They're going backwards. What do you mean?
freshman year, the cartoon, right?
Oh, okay.
So there's, like, a backwards canon.
Okay, yeah.
So, forwards canon,
Also known as
the
movies.
yeah, they're gonna replace Tom Holland with an older actor.
Oh,
But-
he gets rapidly older really fast.
Or no, it's a different version of Spider-Man, and he gets to Zendaya being like, oh, this is weird now. So we can't. But here's the thing: it's not going to be Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire.
I can't tell when you're doing a theory and when you're just setting yourself up for a joke to make in 2 minutes' time.
The best part of this one is it might be either.
Yeah.
This will be one of those things where like you'll kind of come back to me like, Henry, how do I know how you predicted that? And I'll be like, because I'm a genius.
Yeah.
Right.
And then inside you're thinking, man, I can't believe my stupid fucking joke was real.
Yeah, it was like the podcast all over again. Right, so we have an older Peter Parker, in theory. We have two other actors who play Spider-Man, but there's a third actor who could have played Spider-Man who's already in this universe.
Donald Glover?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, right, yeah, because he was in the same running as Tobey Maguire,
Yeah,
right?
so
yeah.
Maguire was gonna like, yeah, the fuck to his back was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And Jake Gyllenhaal was in the running.
Right.
So my theory is that like, having already foreshadowed him as like a fake superhero, there's gonna be at some point a Jake Gyllenhaal Spider-Man who's like old and shit. And it's like one of those shit post theories, and I'm like, it could be fucking that. Why not?
Wait, you read that somewhere?
No, I just
okay.
like thought about it when I was watching the trailer the other day. I was like, wouldn't that be fucking hilarious?
I mean, you know what? I think Jake Gyllenhaal would be a good Peter Parker.
I feel like there's like a bigger chance of it happening than I'm hoping.
I think he'd also be a good Eddie Brock, actually.
But I can see Jake Gyllenhaal coming back in a different role.
I think if he's gonna come back in a different role,
Mm-hmm.
emphasis on the flamboyance of playing a role,
Mm-hmm. He
as
could be a
is,
flamboyant Spider-Man.
as is the way with Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he could be Doctor Strange.
As opposed to Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, I don't mean he's literally like I'm not saying Benedict Cumberbatch is gonna get Terrence Howard. I just mean like
I kind of want to hear Benedict Cumberbatch say the line "next time, baby." Though, next time, baby.
what the fuck was that?
That was his American accent, Doctor Strange. Like Benedict Cumberbatch trying to do an American accent.
I think you sounded like a 90-year-old Charlton Heston or something.
That's what he fucking sounds like in this movie.
He sounds like Gregory House, is what he sounds like. I
American
think
accents are hard.
no, I just think that like easiest bait and switch to do. Doctor Strange is the one giving all this information.
Mm-hmm.
If something about the information is not right or
Yeah.
like a lie in some way, then it's like maybe this is all a Mysterio bit.
But, yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal is going to be in this movie at some point.
But then I suppose if that was the case, then like you want to do 2 Mysterio movies in a row? Yes, please. But like I don't know. If
I
they
don't
would do
think
that.
they'll do that. But at the same time, like, we are one Sinister short of a 6.
Are we? Who we got?
Well, we got, okay, assuming Doc Ock is on the same side for, like, argument's sake. So we got Doc Ock, Green Goblin, we got Lizard, we got Electro, and we got Sandman, right?
We have a sick one. You see someone coming out of camera very quickly.
You watched that trailer way too much detail. Who did you see?
Well, I mean, both sound unlikely to me for different reasons, but it looked a lot like what was his name? New Goblin, I think was the actual
Oh, the guy
name.
with like the glasses and the goggles and shit.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, they fucking bring out James Franco.
yeah. I don't know if James Franco why he would, but he does die
Fighting Spider-Man.
or fighting with Spider-Man, I guess.
And he did fight Spider-Man early in the movie. And it was his
Yeah.
death sentence, really. The grenade blew up in his face.
But
and
I think it's
weird.
weird to bring him back. But then again, you could bring him back and it's like, he's got the mask on, he's CGI, and it's not like his mask's going to come off and then we're all going to be like, oh, look, it's James Franco. And then Tom Holland's like, who is that? It might just be like he comes in, fought a fight, and then like...
And then, like, Willem Dafoe berates him and, like, Harry Osborn flies away sadly.
But I also don't know if it would be that exciting to see a Sinister Six fight where they're all there and 2 of them are goblins.
Yeah.
But then it could do maybe it's a thing where like the 6th member reveals themselves at the end and it's fucking Mysterio.
Or, like, it'll be, like, Michael Keaton will come back or something like that.
I'm just visiting town.
Yeah. Did you see Morbius? If he comes in, tell him I'm here. That fucking asshole.
He's trying to get me to be in his movie. I managed to get out after the trailer ended.
I was in one trailer, he just won't leave me alone. He keeps on calling. I'm like, God damn it. Morbius. Why don't you call Hardy? Call Venom. Or the Scorpion as well, who's just around. But yeah, Sinister Six is happening, I suppose.
Oh, okay, I've got a theory here. I wrote this late at night, I think.
As all theories should be written, yes.
I'm assuming that because it's in all caps. It says, new theory, Alfred Molina is Uncle Ben. He has to die for Peter to learn a lesson about responsibility. Hear me out, right? What is Dr. Octopus known for?
Having, like, a lot of arms. And also being a doctor. Or,
Comics.
Like, he's also, like, didn't he, like, at some point, like, marry Spider-Man's aunt?
Yeah, who just happens in this movie
To be
not...
fucking banging, yeah. Do you think that's why Alfred agreed to do the role? He's like, wait, hold on, who am I getting with? Mr. Tomei?
I thought
be your-
it's going to be Rosemary.
Harris. Okay, I'll do a bullshit movie. I'm gonna, like, make out with Mr. Tomei. The bit in the Spider-Man 2 where he goes to the bank and kidnaps Aunt May. It was gonna be like that scene in Anaconda where John Voight kisses, like, Jennifer Lopez while he's got her held hostage. But Alfred Molina wasn't into it.
There you go for all you Anaconda fans out there. You can have that one.
But please leave a message and send us in replies and let me know if you're an Anaconda fan.
I'm
Also
looking forward to
Spider-Man the
telling
Animated
you.
Series fan.
I'm looking forward to telling you how we've got no messages. But my thought is, okay, Doc Ock, primarily known for
Marrying Aunt May.
marrying Aunt May.
That's not even like the third thing he's known for.
He does like Mac on Aunt May like all the time. It's like very not all the time, but there's several times.
Hey dude, stop making out with that old lady. I'm trying to fight you.
There's several times where it comes up in the comics, is what I mean.
Yeah.
So you bring him in here, and then that's how the MCU solves the Uncle Ben problem. Is that he comes in, he's in town for like 2 days, but he already marries Aunt May.
Yeah, they go to Vegas or something.
And he's like, and then Peter comes home and he's like, oh no, I didn't want him to die, but now he's banging my aunt.
Yeah.
And then
what
it's
happens
like,
to fucking Jon Favreau?
yeah, or he's getting
sidelined.
He's getting sidelined, and then
Jon Favreau has to watch.
but then he
Not so happy
dies because
with
he has to
him.
go back to his timeline, and then
Oh, that's
at
what
the
they all
end,
say.
Tom Holland's like, really sad because he's like, I lost my uncle.
No, I lost the guy who was fucking my aunt for 2 days.
No, they got married, so it was his uncle.
He's still known for 2 days. And
He still lost his uncle, and he still learned a valuable lesson about responsibility.
I feel that's like the opposite of what that is. So this guy. So
Wait,
if I get
but
this right,
every single criticism that you're leveling at my amazing theory, is any of this sounding like something that kind of mistakes that would not happen in Hollywood?
none of this is out of the question at all.
That's
which
what I
is,
mean. Like, we haven't got an Uncle Ben. People talking about the Uncle Ben. Well, MCU, if they're going to do an Uncle Ben, they're going to stunt and then a Uncle Ben.
a Uncle Ben. Sons of Uncle Ben.
An Alfred.
Oh, that's the couple name. It's May and Uncle Ben. It's Uncle Ben. Like Brangelina.
Well, or it could be like
Uncle.
Alfred Maluncle Ben. Or Malunka is probably better. Alfred Malunka. That's my theory. Anyway,
Is Alfred Malunka is going to come along and bang
if anyone
Marissa Tom Octopus?
If anyone wants to put it on Reddit,
Anyone have a crazier theory than that? We'd love to hear it.
it's officially called the Malunka theory.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of theories, we got some responses from people on Twitter. Oh, by the way, that's twitter.com/that90s SM show.
Or just search at that 90s SM show on Twitter when you get there.
Sure.
You don't just type in the URL right away, folks. Just it's got lots of ways to skin this.
Well,
particular
you
cat.
also need you don't need to put the www or the https //
If you want, you can
or
just,
or without the s. I
You
can't
could-
remember
yeah.
which is which. Which one's the cool one?
the one with the S because that's a secure one. So
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's S for security.
Yeah.
And why didn't they put it in there before?
Because they only figured it out kind of recently.
No, you just
Before it was
put-
like a wild west of the internet and just shit was happening. They were like,
right.
we got this S now, so everything's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Right. They sorted out with the S.
Yeah.
Anyway, Andy,
Oh, my man Andy, what's he saying?
he's saying right at the end when he's trying to reach MJ, which is when like Zendaya's falling.
Oh yeah,
In the
that
trailer?
scene.
You just remember when we're talking about the trailer.
No, I was trying to think of a pithy way to say that they've done this before.
Oh, I tell you, the pithy way is that my partner, when she saw that bit, went, "Oh, she's gonna die like the other one did."
Wow.
But anyway, Andy says right at the end when he's trying to reach MJ, I'm expecting one of the other Spiders men to make the save, and thank you for that spelling of that as well.
Thank you greatly, because I don't have to look at it, but I know what the spelling is.
So the idea of like there being this moment for like a Spider-Man to come in, and I can imagine that being not necessarily that, but like there's a point where a save needs to be made and something is caught, like maybe in a web or something, and it's like, was that you? No, that wasn't me. And then it's like fucking what's his name, Tobey Maguire is
Wait,
there.
okay, so question.
And then I think you're only going to get, because I think if you're going for the nostalgia points, it's only really going to be Tobey Maguire. So he's going to come there, and then maybe in a post-credit thing, you get the free Spider-Man, or maybe Tobey Maguire meeting Andrew Garfield or something. Whereas I think just having the older Spider-Man come in, especially in a story that primarily features his villain, I feel like they'd give more Toby time.
That's one theory. My theory is, like, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man's already fucked it up once. He has to redeem himself. So he has to be willing to save her because he's like, he has to do it in one dimension at least.
Oh, right.
So he has a moment of like, oh, thank God I didn't kill this one. And then he
What, this random woman I've never met?
Yeah.
Spider-Man saves people all the time, though.
Yeah, but like...
He's probably done 1,000.
But he knows the context of saving this person. So Tom Holland's like, hey, that's my girlfriend you saved. He's like, yes!
Yes, I saved a Spider-Man girlfriend.
It's better than not saving a Spider-Man girlfriend. If he killed another one, he'd be like completely depressed, you know? That scene at the end of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 where he's like going through all the seasons when he was sad, that would just be an entire movie of that if he didn't like save this version of Mary Jane.
That's what The Amazing Spider-Man 3 was meant to be.
Tragically cut short before we ever got to see that.
Anyway, we got Tom who's saying, I think that if Toby and Andrew are in this movie, they aren't going to be revealed in the trailers. Instead, they're going to be included in the movie during screening, creating hype moments. Instead of the trailer revealing the whole plot, there's something unseen. So yeah, I think I agree in that, like, if something's going to be held back, then you reveal the villain stuff because you know people are going to see it and then maybe go, okay, that's what this movie's about, and then they go, bam, here's the Spider-Man, because they got to save something.
Question, do you think they're going to be, like, introduced at the same time, where it's going to be, like, you get one, you're like, okay, we have, like, Andrew Garfield, okay, and they're going to bring in the other Spider-Man at the end to be like, oh shit, now it's a holy trinity of Spider-Man.
That's what I just said.
But, like, is it going to be, like, a simultaneous thing, or like a drip feed?
I think you're going to get third act Toby.
Yeah.
But, like, right near the end.
Yeah.
And he's just going to do one save, do one heroic thing, maybe say a couple of lines,
Steal some nice pizza.
and then leave. And in the post credits, maybe Garfield. Or are they gonna make some reference to emo Peter and the whole dancing meme and everything? And ruin the meme for good because they're like, hey, we get it, guys. And then you're like, oh, it's not as funny anymore.
What would be worse if, like, Spider-Man wasn't in the movie and it was just, like, Tobey Maguire doing that scene again? Or Spider-Man's in the movie but he's dancing and not saving the day?
I think both of those things are great. And I want both of them to happen. So I don't understand the question.
But which would be better?
Which Spider-Man's dancing?
So it's just Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Are you saying, do I want to see Tobey Maguire dance in a suit or not a suit?
Or in a spider suit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather see him in the suit dance, yeah.
The spider suit or the suit he's dancing?
I mean, I'm probably going to see it in Fortnite at some point anyway, so...
Fucking society.
Anyway, and then we got Gooty says, don't butcher me, but J. Jonah Jameson kind of popped out of nowhere and Far From Home and triggered a lot of the mayhem going on. He seems really excited to see the aftermath. Any chance Mephisto is JJJ as the devil in disguise, as the sign in the first trailer teased? I think
that's actually pretty clever.
I think I missed the sign. I don't think they'd ever do Mephisto because, like, I think that's a hot topic for, like, comic people. Like, there's, like, a very unpopular Spider-Man storyline. So, yeah. But I mean, who else have we got who can, like, disguise themselves as people?
I want to say Mysterio.
I mean, you have Mysterio, and then you have Chameleon.
Chameleon is somewhere in this universe, right?
Well, they had a no.
Or like the Skrulls. There's a lot of people actually who can disguise themselves as other people in this universe.
Well, if at the end of this movie they go and it turns out JJ was a Skrull the whole time, I will say fuck you because that's not interesting to bring J.K. Simmons back and be like he was a Skrull, I guess.
Yeah. What if it's like Dana Carvey, it's Pistachio Disguisey?
What if you fucked off?
Gladly. I mean, like, why not at this point? Just have, like, the Master of Disguise in this movie.
Moving on from whatever world you're
I'm gonna save the one from the universe, the multiverse. And look, it's a Jamie Foxx and Electro.
You don't want anyone to get this joke, is the thing, right?
This is funny if no one gets the joke.
Well, if someone gets the joke, then they have sadness in their life because they've watched Master of Disguise.
And this will bring them a small glimmer of, like, relief.
Yeah, maybe we should just get everyone to watch the video where he dresses up as the tortoise at the party. Anyway, then we got Mr. Steve Storytimes.
Okay, what does Mr. Steve Storytimes have to say about the trailer?
He says, "My theory is that everyone is going to try their best and have a good time."
I feel like good times are probably where we want to get to by the end of this.
And I think all the actors in it are going to try their best and have a good time on set. I agree. We got someone called B who said probably a basic theory, but I think someone gonna die based off Peter's face at the start of the trailer and at several voice lines and even scenes almost teased a character death, like MJ falling and Green Goblin saying the world was gonna make Peter choose.
Do you know who I think it's gonna be?
Jon Favreau.
I'll say maybe also him, but also fucking Jacob Batalon.
Who's that?
Ned.
Oh, forgot his name.
I look at Ned and I'm like, well, there's a point where like Dr. Octopus comes to like Spider-Man's cave or whatever, and Ned's just there, and I'm like, it's a dead man walking.
I don't think he can kill any of the kids. It feels.
I
feel like there's too much death already. I don't know if anyone's gonna die.
Jon Favreau seems like a good bet, especially with your Munkle theory.
And the very first scene of the movie is Aunt May says, "I really need to get back on a single scene after Happy had that heart attack." He's just already dead. That shot but that was a reused shot.
Oh, that's
the trick.
That's the first scene of the movie. He's like in the car after like going to like a pizza restaurant, and he just dies in the car.
And then he goes like, "Can anyone else smell burnt toast?" And then it cuts to the next scene.
It cuts to the Marvel logo. Dead.
And he's like doing a thing where it's like all the images, but it's just images of Happy.
Like in a hospital, like having a heart attack. And there's like Marissa Tomei's crying.
No, she's not crying. Oh, I thought you were doing Game of Thrones for a second.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you think someone's gonna die? You think Ned's gonna die?
I think Ned and Happy are both gonna die.
Sorry, I know
one of them for diabetes-related reasons.
But which one? That's the
which one is more horribly out of shape?
Yeah,
fucking Jon Favreau's like sweating in that scene for some reason.
We got, and then there's another message from the same guy who says, "More of a reach theory is that it's going to be a Sinister Six movie. We already have 5 members, and a surprise 6 could show up in either Vulture or Scorpion, since both are in jail, and Scorpion already has a reason to be interested in Spider-Man because of the boat scene." The only thing I say with that is that they've got so many of the previous like villains coming back that for me I think it would be weird if we've got one MCU guy and then the rest is from multiverse.
Yeah.
Unless that one person is like leading them or the mastermind behind everything.
Just points to Mysterio if it's gonna happen.
Yeah, or another villain, but I don't know who that would be. Like, because a lot of the bases are covered. Kraven.
Why would Kraven be on the
No, it wouldn't be Kraven.
Vincent D'Onofrio is back for some reason.
But also, like, the Sinister Six thing is a weird one because it's like, maybe they're just like, they were like, oh, let's see if we can get back Melina and like, you know, Defoe and stuff like that. And then as they were going down the list, they were like, well, actually, everyone's saying yes. So I guess we should probably put the Lizard in this as well and then make it Sinister Six. Yeah. Because they're scraping the barrel. Although they're scraping the barrel, but they're also going like, but we're definitely not going to do Topher Grace, which feels extra insulting.
Yes. What if it's fucking Tom Hardy?
Oh.
Or Woody Harrelson or something like that.
That wouldn't be Woody Harrelson.
Oh, it was Carnage, you mean?
Well, I know it's not going to be the actor, but I don't think it's going to be Carnage.
But like, that's the point where if you're going to do like a Venom Spider-Man crossover and like unify the universes, this will be the time.
I think they'd want to milk that more. I think they'd want to put Tom Holland in a Tom Hardy movie.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. I think there's more room to do that.
Maybe that's where like Tom Holland ends up at the end of the movie.
What, in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Just gets yeeted.
San Francisco.
Speaking of Venom, someone said Ricardo and Fandango said Venom will recover his spider in the chest. I'm guessing he says I don't mind how, but he says I don't matter.
Yes, you do. You matter a lot.
I don't matter how. I just want that. That design is okay, but doesn't feel the same without the white spider. I agree. It looks like garbage without the white spider.
It looks like awful shit.
But again, I don't think Venom. There's any room for Venom in this.
Let's discount the idea of room in this movie. I think there's so much shit going on that like all of it's just.
I can't think of a character reason why Tom Hardy's Venom would be in New York trying to organize multiverse villains to try and kill Tom Holland.
No, he's like doing like fucking journalism and shit. I don't know, like he's like harassing Elon Musk. He happens to be in New York, and then the Venom's like, Eddie, look, a rift in time, Eddie. We should jump into it without any sort of consideration. And Tom Holland's like, hey man, what are you talking about, man? You got nothing left to live for out here, Eddie.
I don't know what is happening to either of your impressions of those guys, but that went some places.
I'm still trying to make them good, because you know what I'm trying to do, so...
No, it's just like Venom like became like progressively more African, and Tom Hardy became like, well, I guess actually kind of like Tom Hardy is in that movie, to be fair. I got so distracted by your voices, I wasn't paying attention to anything. Oh yeah, Rift in Time. Yeah, I mean, like they go through and they're like, oh, it's just like our universe, except for it feels like a little bit less discount.
Yeah,
you know.
Eddie, look at the budget in this universe, Eddie.
It's no longer illegal for us to have this spider, Eddie.
Look, the rights have cleared, Eddie.
Oh no, I've got a TM on my chest.
There are no lawyers in this universe, Eddie.
Got someone else on Twitter who said, Strange is the bad guy, the foe, Sinister Six are a distraction. It does feel like a bit like...
This is all one giant lesson he wants to teach Spider-Man about, like, responsibility.
Yeah, unless he's not Doctor Strange.
Or he's Doctor Strange, but he's just a bastard.
I think Doctor Strange is going to spend this whole movie in like a cupboard, tied up.
Let's find him in like his underpants.
He's going to be in his trunk. It's gonna be like the ending of the Sinister Prime Minister episode of the 1967 Spider-Man cartoon, which you can hear me talk about on walloping web snappers.
Expert segue.
Yeah, and there's a point where like the Prime Minister gets replaced, and then they just find
that would happen.
And they just find him in the but their fake Prime Minister was like trying to steal loads of gold bars.
And you're saying ours isn't?
No, but it switched round. I think they weren't doing that, and then it got replaced. So, are you saying that our Prime Minister has been replaced already?
I'm hoping so. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense. Why you stealing these gold bars? Well, if you think about it, Boris Johnson does act like a Prime Minister who's been replaced by like an evil like supervillain who doesn't really know how to be a Prime Minister because he's a supervillain. He's like bumbling about and just trying to steal gold and people's like livelihoods and stuff like that.
I guess it's like if the Kangaroo ever went to jail.
The comedian trying to like direct a coronavirus response, and it's just like...
I know, but it's like we're not at comedian levels. There's not this much smarts going on. But anyway, back to the trailer. I will say that it's hard for trailers, but like a lot of the comedy in this fucking fud.
Oh, I hate like the bit where like they go to like Spider-Man's cave, and he's like, "How's that really your name, Peter Parker?" Who like making fun of Dr. Octopus having like, I think 2 years ago, fought alongside a giant, like, tree.
Yeah.
Like, how do you have any sort of, like, level of brevity in this universe? You were in space, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's not so much that, it's just like all the Doctor Strange stuff for me. Like,
Doctor Strange feels like a thematic mismatch for this movie.
No, I don't think it's even the thematic thing. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to get Benedict Cumberbatch to do with this character. Like,
I don't think he knows.
In Infinity, he didn't really... You know, he was there to like hold a finger up in Endgame, but in Infinity War, he had a really cool action scene, and he had a lot of plot stuff, so it's pretty basic, bouncing off characters and stuff. And then I liked his character in his movie, but all the cameos he's been in has all been like kind of...
But
Well, he's just like doing this vague joke. It's like he's embodying the jokey MCU energy, but there's not something else there. For instance, in Chris Hemsworth's Thor, he has the jokiness, but then there's a specific kind of jokiness, and then there's a personality, and then there's all these other things. And then I'm like, what are they trying to do? Because he's just there making jokes and kind of like almost like rolling his eyes at the whole situation, and it's like, you're the fucking wizard. We know you're a wizard.
Yeah, it kind of feels like Peter Parker fucked up his spell, and now he's like kind of mad, but he feels he can't be mad. just be a bit passive aggressive towards this teenage boy, and he's like,
Well, that sounds good. That's how Doctor Strange should be, I think.
I think that's
But
what
I
they're
don't-
going for. I just don't think they're doing it very well.
Right, yeah, because the way it comes across in what I've seen, it just seems like he's trying to wink at the fact that, oh, this is crazy. It feels like the movie is trying to deflect from the fact that it's Doctor Strange, and I'm kind of like, we're past this. We saw him turn a fucking black hole into butterflies.
Yeah.
Like, we can deal with him being a wizard.
Yeah. What does Scooby-Doo this crap mean?
Like, figure it out, like, mystery machine.
Go solve the mystery.
Yeah.
Or like a famous detective of some kind. That, like, Benedict Cumberbatch might have some
You know what,
familiarity with.
maybe this is the replacement because they were...
Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch plays Scooby-Doo in the next movie.
No, maybe they just like wrote it down and they said like, I know you're prepared because you were like, oh, I have an excuse to do a Scooby-Doo voice. But before you do, like, just like they handed him the script and he sees like a Sherlock line and he goes, I have a fucking Oscar-nominated actor, so I'm not doing this shit. And then they went,
Replace it with
"Fine,
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo this crap, and it's like, it's the best we got.
No, I'm not going to say Scooby-Dooby-Doo. You will never get me to say that. I guess that makes
Jesus
sense.
You looked at the time.
I have looked at the time.
Okay, well, the main thing is that we were wrong about everything.
Well, I was right about one thing.
What was that?
Sinister Six. I called the Sinister Six.
Yeah, I feel like everyone called it Sinister Six.
But you didn't.
Huh?
You didn't.
I said I hoped it's not.
That doesn't sound like calling it.
I didn't call it. No,
I
I didn't.
called
I
it.
didn't. I didn't go 100% Sinister Six are going to be in this, but it looked very like the Sinister Six was going to be in it.
You didn't get everything wrong, then. You didn't get everything wrong.
We didn't count right then. So there was 6, right?
Well, there are 5, and there's going to be a 6th at some point.
Well, no, that you see the fucking hobby.
Oh, Franco. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
the 6th then, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Sinister Six.
I mean, unless they've got, and the other thing is, because it's a very quick shot, there's a chance it could be Dane DeHaan, but I just don't. But I just think like
He does
I'm
look a bit
actually,
blonde, doesn't he?
I'm actually just caught in between because I'm like, on the one hand, like I don't think James Franco is going to come back, but then I'm like, but why would they ever want to bring that version of Green Goblin back?
We're going to split the difference. It's going to be Dave Franco. I wasn't in Spider-Man.
Well, maybe when he goes through the portals, he is
Like the two like, goblins like crash together.
Yeah, and then they just become. If we add our powers together, we can become one slightly average villain.
Together, he doesn't stand a chance. Yeah,
We just have an amnesiac Dave Franco.
Yeah. He just doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Like much like us in this movie, I presume. But yeah, no. Somehow we've been talking about this for like nearly an hour, and what was that trailer? What, like 2.5 minutes?
You know, at any point we can just say the end, and then the podcast will end.
We could do that. But yeah, no. Thanks for tuning in to this reaction to the No Way Home trailer. I can certainly not wait for the rest of this fucking movie. What about you, Jack?
I might see it opening week.
December 17th, right?
I'll see it on Christmas Day. That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But definitely will be No Way Home for you after that.
You know, I feel more of a compulsion to see this than I did with Far From Home, weirdly enough. But I think part of that was because, like, regardless of how I feel about it in retrospect, I did have a good time with Far From Home. And so part of me thinks that regardless of what happens, I'm going to have a decent time with this, even if it doesn't do anything remotely close to what I want.
I think that much like the villains in this multiverse, I will die fighting Spider-Man.
Which will be me in my Spider-Man suit
I
after
will
this
definitely
movie
fight you
when
in
we
that
have a
suit.
disagreement about it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, maybe our next episode will be a review of it.
Maybe the next episode will be like my murder trial because I fought you and you died. Oh no, sorry, I died because I'm fighting Spider-Man. But yeah,
I can die too.
We can all die. And on that note, see you next time, in hell or otherwise.